I'm going to have a wee run through our latest upload from a character known as SciManDan. A few things to clarify just before we go any further. Everybody who comes here knows my stance, knows my position, and knows it has been the same since day dot. So what you're going to see in this interview is a bit of switcheroo, a bit of trying to take ownership of other people's position and act as if they're on high ground. Just more displays of total dishonesty, and obviously characters like this are being promoted and they're misrepresenting real, genuine people, and as far as I'm concerned they're barefaced liars. So, you know, I mean, first and foremost, this guys like SciManDan offer absolutely nothing in the way of any real practical physics. They waff alone with sophistry, appealing to consensus and authority. If you check their channel, you will find absolutely nothing in the way of demonstration. There is no measurable curvature. There is absolutely nothing. Just another priest out to, you know, defend his religious bias. And again, he's on here interviewing this other incredibly stupid moron that calls himself Seek Truth and Speak Truth. Again, I've already highlighted this guy and his dishonesty and his inability to reason, not only with himself but the external world, and the guy openly admits such. If you doubt that, go and look at his interview with a guy called Conspiracy Cats, where he admits he's a total and utter buffoon and he doesn't have the capability or the comprehension to understand the topic properly. So again, everybody knows my position. I am no what you would call a flat earther under the loaded term of flat earth, that being pizza dishes and ice walls and domes and all this stuff. I'm the realist, I'm the honest person. You know, you'll hear a lot of talk of, you know, coming back to this side and yada yada. You'll hear them trying to take ownership of my position, which is, this is not a debate. This is a singular objective reality. It can only be discussed, and any human being making claims to that singular objective reality are duty bound to demonstrate their findings. So anybody that knows me knows that it's me who has spoke outwardly and openly about debate platforms, and anybody who tries to title this as a debate, this is what causes war between people, this is what causes division and separation into different groups, yada yada, and these characters here have played a huge role in that. You know, they've misrepresented somebody like myself. They have openly professed that they would step up to the mark and have discussions, like I'll just show you right now. See, I can't see the bottom of my screen here, you need to bear with me. All I'm getting is issues in here on YouTube right now. That is a serious pain in the arse. So you just need to bear with me till I find it. That's not helping me, is it? This is a real pain in the arse. I don't know what's happened to my screen. Here we go. For fuck's sake, man. That's that. Oh my god. Does anybody... Oh fucking hell, man. This is doing my tits right in, man. Right, sorted. So, let's just have a wee look, shall we, and remind ourselves of a couple of things.
Of course, I would welcome further discussion on this, and if Beyond the Imaginary Curve would like to comment, I'll gladly listen.
Well, Dan, you know, son, you can keep this charade up. You know fine well that I'm here actively seeking discussions. Again, I came from a belief, an assumptive belief, an ignorant belief that everything I was told was truth, and then I addressed that. So remember one thing, Dan and the rest of your ilk, it's people like me who are honest. I'm not a charlatan. I'm not the one that's out here making money and selling merchandise like you lot, and I'll show you that as well, because they talk a lot about this merchandise and yada yada, right? It's okay to wear your own merch, the supermarket, isn't it? Yes, so little smug weirdo with your idiotic cartoonery, right? You, son, are the charlatan. You are out there to make money and infect the minds of people with your pseudoscience and your sophistry. Again, there is nothing on your channel apart from pseudoscience and sophistry. Same as this wee creepy weirdo. 2K party coming soon. This is what it's all about for these people. Look at them. Oh, fucking excited. These wee pecker twinging. Look, posting it. Congratulations, your channel views are up, because this is all these people care about. This is why they're in it. They're dishonest and they are the charlatans. No me. I don't make money out of this. I'm the one that's gone to universities, out into the street, speaking to people, trying to engage in the discussion, highlighting it for people that, you know, objective reality, and anybody claiming that they represent objective science should be stepping up to the mark to have the open discussion. No ridiculing, no creating dichotomies and sides and, you know, yada yada. That's your lot. That's what you've continually done. And at the same time you misrepresent and lie blatantly about somebody like me. Now, you know, it's all very well that you're on there for entertainment, but when you start telling barefaced lies, I've got a good mind to come and smack you right in the fucking mouth. Because that's what you deserve. So, if you're man enough, any of you, then step up to the mark. If anybody can find me SciManDan or Seek Truth, Speak Truth or Conspiracy Cast or any of these people's address, where they live, because everybody knows where I live, I will go to them and I will confront them on the street and see what they've got to say. Because they're obviously too fucking spineless to step up to the mark. I'm not in here playing games. This is a very serious matter. It's an objective inquiry. The reason that these people have to hide and be deceptive and tell barefaced lies is because they're terrified to engage with somebody like me, because they know I have the capacity to tear apart their sophistry and their barefaced lies. So they're intimidated by somebody like me. They'll sit in their high horse going, laughing at, you know, demonstrations of objective substances. They'll laugh at the people trying to separate the issues and the aspects of the topic at hand, because they're zealots. They're only interested in perpetuating their dogma. These people are indoctrinated zealots, willfully participating in it. They will never come in front of somebody like me because they don't have the reasoning ability. So you're going to hear a lot of trying to hijack the stance that I come from, because they know what the superior stance is. They know where the realist and the real skeptics are, and that's right here. But they're terrified. So they skirt and they run and they hide. So again, I'm here to make an example of them. I'm here to highlight their barefaced lies, because why should I know? Should I just let these people run about bullshitting? telling lies about people like myself, infecting the minds of the gullible and the vulnerable. Predatory behaviour that comes from that lot. I'm not making it up. They openly display it. You know, you see the result of it. Obviously their wee antics have got some cretin coming, you know, as I was setting this up, asking idiotic questions about sundial, why sundials exist, yada yada. And they don't understand how illogical they are and how they're employing red herring fallacies offered to them by the sophists like SciManDan. Questions about the sun, the moon, the stars. You highlight their fallacious reasoning and you ask them questions. Do these things that you make assumptions about quantify or define what the earth is? And you will always get an avoidance. The heliocentric model relies solely on institutions who produce images for TV. It tries to play upon human perception, that being your vision. And it tries to hijack that and pass it off as some sort of scientific proof that the Earth's a sphere. The reality is there is no real scientific proof that the Earth is a sphere. The only thing that convinces people that the Earth is a sphere is what they see in the TV and the pseudoscience that is offered to them that they think is real science. Again, I'm going to remind you of the latest water video that I've done, where I make observations in the natural world, I make predictions, and I carry out tests of the actual substance. You don't get a rebuttal of any practicality from these people. You just get a barrage of word salad and emotional attacks coming from insecure dipshits. Same old fucking story. So I'm going to get through it. We're going to ask the questions and we're going to highlight the sophistry and the dishonesty of these people. Remember, they're the charlatans. They don't step up to the mark. They misrepresent and lie. They make merchandise. They make money. They're interested in subs. Charlatans. Snake oil salesmen. Well, they try and lump people like me in there. So, this is for analytical purposes because I am mentioned in it quite a few times and I have every right to respond to these creepy weirdos and their barefaced lies. So as you've seen, SciManDan has professed on a number of occasions that he is willing to step up to the mark. Now where are ye, Dan? Never mind sending sock accounts like Seek Truth, Speak Truth with all these wee idiotic sock accounts, asking idiotic questions based on the shite that you have filled his mind with. Because again, that boy is incapable of thinking for himself. It openly admits it. And you're playing on him like a little predator so you can send him out like a wee minion to try and lend credence to your utter stupidity that is the globe. Right. So hello peoples. I'm just going to get on with this.
Hey guys, how are we doing? Thank you very much for joining me for this
So, you know, I'm just going to keep pausing and I'm going to keep highlighting this stuff with people like him. This is again part of the NLP. You know, I'm somebody who just wears the everything on their sleeve. And obviously I've expressed that I'll play up to certain character roles now and again with the passion and the anger and the whatever else. But when you're a liar and a deceiver, you take that kind of demeanour like you're innocent, right? And that you're soft and you're this, that and the other. That in no way, shape or form, concludes anything. Right? Predators and liars are always going to portray themselves like the way SciManDan does. So it's the content that they're offering. Now I challenge anybody to go to his channel and find any sort of practical demonstration that supports any of the globe claims or any measurable curvature being offered. I guarantee you will find nothing.
Special episode where today I'm going to be interviewing an ex-flat earther. Now, those of you that watch my channel quite a lot, you all know that a flat earther coming back to the globe side is pretty rare.
So there you go. Right away, back to the globe side, playing up to the false dichotomy because he's a religious cretin. He defends pseudoscience and it has his religious worldview. Okay? No, gone to church and whatever else. He has a religious worldview based on belief and faith in pseudoscience. Because there is nothing in the way of physics, physicality that he can offer to support a globe. So again, people, guys like this never define what they're actually talking about and where they're coming from. So let's define what sciences we're talking about here. Because for me, I'm coming from objective reality. I deal with the natural sciences, the natural world and the substances within the natural world, and what I can demonstrate in order to come to an understanding of what I'm observing. Guys like him come from the formal sciences, sophistry, language, interpretations. No actual substance. But again, you will never hear any profession of that sort because he's not an honest guy. He wants to give the impression that he is somebody and that he's scientific. You could call lying a science, as I've said many times before. You could say anything's a science. There's a science to the way you sit in the pan. There's a science to the way you put your socks on in the morning. There's a science to the way you pick your nose.
And yes, I've received a few messages from people, quite a lot of messages actually, saying that my videos have helped them or helped their family members or friends come back to the globe side.
So here's a subtle attempt that he's some sort of messiah, saviour, and poor bewildered people have been so affected and swept up by this because they're just incapable of discerning reality for themselves, so they need a saviour. That's how dangerous and predatory this guy is. He probably goes about convincing children of the very same thing, that they need him to guide them and tell them the ways of the world and this, that and the other. An absolutely delusional, dishonest, creepy little man.
Which is always nice.
And I'll tell him that to his face.
To hear. The guy I'm interviewing today, he's one of the only people I know who is an active YouTuber, an active flat earth YouTuber that has come back to the globe side. You might remember him, he did a couple of episodes with Conspiracy Cats. He's called Seek Truth, Speak Truth, and we're going to chat with him and interview him about what it was like being a flat earther. And what
Who's we, Dan? Who's we? We're going to ask him and interview him. Who's we, sir?
Like coming back to the globe side. So, without further ado...
He's got such a glacial look in him. You can see that he's just a snivelling little cretin. I would love to know the real history of this guy, because there's something that's just not quite right with him. If people do enough digging, they're going to find something on him.
Here we go. Okay, so here we are with Seek Truth, Speak Truth. Thank you very much for joining me. I know...
And again, my attitude towards them is justified because these people continually misrepresent and tell barefaced lies about people like myself. It's been over 5 years and I've made my position very, very clear, and I have actively sought out discussion on the matter with anybody that's interested in it. I have no horse in the race. I'm no representative defending any sort of bias. Right? I believed it was a globe. I came from that position and I had the honesty and the decency to step away from it and ask valid questions.
I know you spoke to Conspiracy Cats, haven't you, before?
I have, yeah.
Yeah. So really appreciate you taking the time out to have a chat with me. It's obviously an insight that we don't get to hear quite a lot. So you were quite active, weren't you, as in terms of a flat Earth YouTuber? You made a few videos, didn't you, when you were?
No, I'd hardly any. But they've got to play him up like that, like as if he was deep in it and deep entrenched in it. He wasn't. He appeared in the scene for 5 minutes. He had a couple of videos up, and all of a sudden he was doing this dramatic U-turn and telling everybody he was confused. He didn't understand his own mind. He has to listen to other people, which you'll hear him saying here again. He hands his authority over to him eventually and says, "Oh, I'll just listen to you and I need your help," and yada yada. So he's constantly portraying himself as a irresponsible, useless cretin. But morons like him like to use it as a wee tool so that he can feed his messiah complex and feed that in the minds of the idiotic viewers that he has.
You're doing the flat Earth stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I'd made probably about 20 flat Earth videos. So yeah, I was really,
Yeah, how sure were you, would you say, back then?
Really what? 20 flat Earth videos? No, you didn't, son. There's people on here that have got hundreds and thousands of videos.
Were you like 100% or?
At the time, I was 100%.
Yeah.
But I think looking back now, there must have been 1% of doubt, if you know what I mean, because there just has to be some type of doubt there.
Well, it's hard to be 100% sure on anything, really, isn't it?
Is that right, Dan? It's hard to be 100% sure on anything, but yet here you are, sitting professing you know the universe because you can look up the same as everybody else and you've got telescopes. Whoop-de-doo. You know nothing, son. And if you're that sure of it being a globe, then come and prove that it's a globe. It's very simple. Said before, I'm not making money. I've not got any invested interest. So, utilise my platform, meet me in real life, let's make a real show, an exhibition of it, and let's see who's got what. Step up to the mark, stop acting the big man, right? Because you know and I know that you're a spineless, lying, snivelling, weak little snake, son. Any real man that thought he had something and professed the way you professed would have stepped up to the mark a long time ago. You can use the excuse of how I portray a persona on YouTube. Oh, I'm intimidated and all that stuff. You've seen plenty of me in actual reality and how I conduct myself. So, there's manners and there's respect. If you can give those, you'll get the very same in return. And again, you shouldn't be intimidated and scared because it's nothing personal. Although you've stepped over the mark a few times, same as the rest of them, by making it personal, by slandering and telling barefaced fucking lies about people like myself.
But yeah, I mean, like, I just want to get into a bit of like how your mind worked at the time. I mean, have you always been a conspiracy guy? Has that been something you've always kind of looked into or you've been interested in?
So this is at the start of all this stuff, and this is going to go on, people. I'm going to continually pause this because I'm going to highlight every aspect of their devious little games, right? So, because you've got people asking questions about their objective reality, there's always propaganda attempts, slanted attempts to try and discredit, undermine, it's a subtle form of ad hominem, right? Where they engage in this fallacious type of activity, trying to cut people down as being some sort of, mindless morons who believe anything that they read and see online, and they believe in aliens and domes and ice walls and all this stuff, right? That's no me, Dan. So, you can keep running, son.
Yeah, I mean, I was kind of always the bog standard moon landing denier. Not that I am anymore. I'm in full support that we went. But I think that kind of what started. Again,
this boy has said so much stuff about his own incredulity, and now he's making statements that he knows we went. Again, I have to highlight the obvious. He never went anywhere. He seen it on the TV. So his reasoning processes that he utilises in order to formulate a belief is what he sees on television.
Had me on the road.
Okay.
Obviously the cool alien videos, things like that. But yeah, I was certainly in that mindset.
Yeah, because I mean,
Were you?
I mean,
You've only made 20 videos, so you professed, so I don't believe that. Because you appeared out of nowhere. I'm going to call it and say you're an absolute liar. A barefaced, cretinous little liar.
I mean, you've probably seen, but there's countless amounts of conspiracies out there. You know, it's like the recent ones that are going on with the 5G and the COVID-19 stuff, and the old.
See, they talk about that, you know, conspiracy, you know, and they always cherry pick certain things to throw in there as conspiracy. You know, it's an underhanded tactic to try and discredit. The fact of the matter is that human beings conspire every single day of their lives in all different situations and circumstances. Human beings are conspiring. Human beings have proved over and over and over again that they have the ability to tell lies, that they have the ability to self-serve, right? And they will do anything to avoid responsibility. That's a given. We shouldn't even need to have a discussion on that. So all this talk of conspiracies and conspiracy theories and try to utilise it as an umbrella terminology to discredit people is blatantly obvious. Boringly obvious, Dan.
Things like the moon landing and UFOs, aliens, it's just all that. And do you think that I mean, I always say that people are predisposed to believe in conspiracies. I say that I think if you've got that sort of mindset, you're never going to lose it. Do you think that's...
So here again you can see his attempt to put himself on a pedestal like he's some sort of messiah. Again, blatantly obvious. You're not the messiah, you're a very naughty boy and you need your bum spanked, son.
Fair comment?
I'd say so for a majority of people. I think they're just... It is a feeling of like importance to them, if you know what I mean. It's very difficult for them to...
So here we see more fallacies, more fallacious thinking. He's talking for everybody else and other people and how they feel and the reasons for why they do what they do or say what they say or look at what they look at. This is dishonesty in the highest form, yet again.
Stop and actually step back.
Again, you will never see people like him pulling him up on it because they're not interested in actual truth.
I can think like, you know, am I really right or am I just believing I'm right for my own benefit? If you know what I mean.
That's right, son. That's what somebody like myself done when I came to the question of my own assumptive beliefs. That being that I believed I lived on a globe sipping through a vacuum that came from nowhere with no rhyme or reason to it. That was me.
I mean, but I think I'm one of the very few. I mean, there are other ex-flat earthers out there, but not many stick around on YouTube.
Again, let's define a flat earther because they're using the loaded term flat earther. You know, not the realist term. Where we don't know what the full dimensions are because it has to be investigated fully. So anybody laying claim to know the full dimensions are barefaced liars and should be scrutinised, and you should be very sceptical of anybody who's telling you any of that stuff.
No.
So it's a kind of, I don't know, it's a difficult one, but I think like, I don't know. I mean,
you hear a lot of that for
such a mindset.
You hear a lot of that from him. I think, I don't know, I don't know, I think, I don't know.
That it's so difficult to get out of, if you know what I mean.
I was saying at the start.
Again, he's laying it out that he's a victim. Again, showing you his irresponsibility and his inability to discern. He's basically telling you that he's not in control of his own mind. He's a poor, helpless victim who is swayed by other people and what they've got to say to him. So in this case, it's no different. So what's his situation here? He's still in a mindset of bewilderment and doesn't know, but he's jumping to him because he can get him more subscribers. I mean, he's just a useless, pathetic weasel.
An intro before we two took the call, and I was saying that you're probably one of the only ones I know of that was quite active on YouTube.
No, he wasn't, Dan. Stop telling fucking lies, son. He wasn't quite active. He's a stooge. A little fucking rectum.
And has now converted. I mean, I've had lots of messages from people saying, "Oh, you've helped my friend," and all this, but no one who's really been a proper someone on YouTube who makes videos in favour of Flat Earth. No one really has come out since doing that to say, "Well, hang on, yeah, I was wrong." So kudos to you, absolutely. So
I'll step up and say I was wrong. Prove to me that it's a globe, and I will openly come on every Saturday night and tell everybody that it's a globe, by the way, and it's proven, and here's why it's proven. So, where are you?
Let's go to the beginning. When did you start to doubt that the in your mind that the Earth was a globe? At what point did you start doubting it?
At one point, I think this, I haven't actually said this before because it's only just clicked, but I at one point thought the Earth might be bigger than we're being told.
Okay.
And that lands were being
Okay, that's very interesting.
hidden from us. I looked at a globe once and thought, hang on a minute, half of that globe is basically empty. And I wondered, say...
So bigger as in a bigger sphere? Or
a bigger globe.
A bigger,
yeah,
okay.
A bigger globe first.
A bigger absurdity. They want a bigger absurdity.
And then, say, when the Americas were found, I had this in my head that maybe more was discovered and we just weren't...
Who found them? What do you mean the Americas were found? Huh? Was people living there before fucking creepy weirdos from here or anywhere else went to them? So nobody found them. The one they lost, son. You try to say the Americas were lost and somebody found them? Huh? They're in an invisible realm or something and somebody magically tapped in and discovered them? What are you talking about?
Weren't told about it. And I actually had that as an idea as like a sort of a non-fiction book that I was going to try and start writing. And that was actually when I started in research.
This boy's just fucking tell you about his incredulity and his inability to reason and his irresponsibility, but now he's got to write books. Fuck me.
Searching into that, I found out about the conspiracy of Antarctica, the ice wall.
Yeah.
And, you know, I was already having this idea of, there's something not quite right about this planet. And that's why I stepped over that sort of level. So,
what were the YouTube channels you started watching then when you were doing this you know what they say, their research? What were the YouTube?
See the way he does that research as if it's, you know, again, this is this whole thing about YouTube, right? As I've said many times before, they just use that. It's such an empty thing. Because you can go on YouTube and you can find any factual thing. You know, if you want to find out how to change the valve on the stop clock under your sink, or, you know, how to change a spark plug in your car, or the timing belt, or anything, you could probably find it in YouTube. And it's great stuff. It's a really useful tool for sharing factual, demonstrable information. So, you know, this is again just part of a little fucking game, you know, where they want to try and have ownership on intellectual matters, right? When really he's got the intellectual capacity of a fucking mouse and the spirit of a mouse. Although that's probably a downplaying the mouse. The mouse is much mightier than that creep or that wee creep right there.
Flat Earthers that you were watching, and was there anyone in particular that really turned you? Like, you know, was there a moment where you thought, yes, that person is...
So here we're going to see the issue. This again is the open admittance that he doesn't have the ability to discern, that he's not the true scientist, where he takes it upon himself to formulate a proper understanding and discernment of what objective reality is through a process of practical investigation. He just hears things in whatever mood he's in at the time, or whatever emotional dysfunctional state that he's in at the time, he's influenced and swayed by it. So this is him openly admitting it. So you're going to try and use him as a representation of everybody else. This is his counselling, not anybody else's.
has made a point there.
Yeah, I mean, there's probably a lot of first sort of people's flat Earth video, but it was the 200 proofs from Eric Dubay.
Yeah.
And it
Bloody Eric
literally,
Dubay.
Yeah, I know. And I mean, he obviously now thinks I'm some type of agent or supposedly.
Of course.
You're a barefaced liar, son, so it's very difficult not to insinuate that you're some sort of cretinous agent. You're not bright enough to be an actual agent. You're probably just a seedy little creepy weirdo who's been caught up to no good.
We used to speak, and we actually...
People like you are 10 a penny. You're nothing special. You're a vagrant.
Up to me, he shared me on his IFA's website, and he turned on me like anything, so that just shows me who the truthful people are.
Absolutely.
He didn't even ask why.
And again, they're utilising Eric Dubay as if Eric Dubay is some sort of linchpin or king figure or whatever else. Objective reality belongs to no man. Okay? It's no theirs to own. They're no the king of anything. But they continually try and show this narrative. And the reality is it's them that are part of the cult. They have high priests. They dominate mainstream media. They dominate the education system. They are dominating children by imposing on them and filling their little minds with utter drivel, pseudoscience and sophistry. Robbing them of their own discernment. They do not offer them the tools of critical thinking. So, get it right, lads. You can keep up this pretense and this little act all you like. People like me are going to continually highlight it and expose you.
Most people I speak to who are flat earthers or people in my comment section, they'll always refer to Eric Dubay as being one of the first people that kind of turned them the 200 proofs video. I mean, it's been...
Yeah.
Again, what I want to highlight to people is that this has never went away. It wasn't that long ago people were still being taught in schools that the earth was flat, or even that there was two different concepts of what the earth could be, or varying concepts. It's only through the invention of television that the globe really started to be pushed, because you had institutions popping up through ex-Nazi military, and all of a sudden we've got fireworks that are going to the vacuum of space and the moon and all this stuff. So it's never went away. It's no Eric Dubay or anybody else. It's never went away. People have always asked the question of what the reality is. And again, for anybody that asks that question, the starting position, the honest starting position is that your experience of reality is that nothing's moving and that you're on the level. That's what you experience. So anybody that's going to try and convince you that it's something contrary, some absurdity, are duty bound to provide astronomical proof.
Been debunked so many times now.
What's been debunked so many times, Dan? Huh? You can't debunk objective reality by sitting in your wee kiddie room acting like the big man and up on your high horse, spewing sophistry, word salad and emotional fucking appeals. Right? You're not going to debunk reality that way, son. Start getting out and providing practical demonstration, real measurement, and account for every aspect.
I've lost count, but still, people still.
But that's his wee sleight of hand, trying to sway people, because liars do that. They just make bold statements and hope that it just carries forward. Right? Doesn't work here.
And I dare say there's probably still people being turned now by the 200.
Yeah.
Look at this clown hanging on his every word.
Yeah, I actually had a comment the other day, and this guy was saying, "Oh, you obviously were never a good flat earther," and he shared me a link to the 200 proofs, and I was like, "Dude, that was me. Like, I was on 2.5 years. Do you know what I mean? Like, I know that stuff like the back of my hand, and it's all just."
200 proofs in reality has been debunked. What's the 5 best proofs that the Earth's a globe? A man 2,000 years ago put sticks in the ground. The sun and the moon and the stars. Red herring, fallacious crap. And number one, we've got images on the TV. That's the 5 that they offer you.
Just ridiculous, you know.
So he probably thinks that like you were implanted as a flat earther to kind of infiltrate the community, and then leave at the right time.
I wouldn't even give that cretin that sort of level. He's too fucking stupid. As I say, he's openly admitting that he doesn't have the ability to think for himself, and he hands that authority to other people to influence him. It's a dipshit.
It wouldn't surprise me at all if that's what you think.
Yeah, a lot of people think, well, you know, as people say, you are a shill, an agent, and all of this, and people think I've been in place as
SciManDan is a liar, proven liar, and shitebag.
a decoy, and I never even believed the Earth was flat. You know, and if people are going to that mindset over actually looking at evidence.
In terms of
See the cut there?
positive flat Earth proof, because even you could say with Eric DeBay's 200 proofs that a lot of it is globe bashing stuff. It's more like it can't be a globe, it isn't a globe because of this, it's not a globe because of that. Did it matter to you that there wasn't
That's right. It's called falsifying, pseudoscience and fucking sophistry. That's right, Dan. That's how it works, son. You get people that offer rhetorical gibberish, and you get people who tear it apart, look for where the practical references are, and when there's none to be displayed, it's highlighted as pseudoscience, which is what the globe is. It's a concept, not a 3D tangible object that can be quantified and demonstrated. Okay? The only place it exists is on paper and as an image on your TV screen. That's a fact.
well, there wasn't really any positive flat Earth proof. It was more globe bashing stuff. Was that?
That's because you need people to adopt a straw man cartoon so that you can defend your religious stance by attacking a straw man cartoon. Again, what I have to highlight here is that it's professed to be an objective science and it's professed to be objectively true, so therefore it should be an open book and be openly encouraging scrutiny and questions.
To you, or was it just part of the course for you on that?
Yeah, I suppose I didn't really know. I mean, because they're not proofs, are they? If you know what I mean,
No.
they're just misunderstood things.
Yeah.
Again, it's a reversal here. The globe is the thing that has no proofs. Misrepresented interpretations carried on through generations and backed up by the advent and the advancement of visual technology through what we call the television.
But at the time, I thought they were proofs.
Right.
So I didn't understand. I mean, I'm starting to learn a bit now. But
See,
at the
I didn't understand. I'm starting to learn a wee bit now.
time, I didn't have enough scientific background to actually.
I didn't have enough scientific background to actually discern for myself because I'm as thick as a jobby.
debunk what he was saying, which, to be honest, 90% of people probably don't.
Absolutely.
If you know what I mean. If
Yeah.
you might be, an English student, absolutely highly intelligent, but you could watch that and not really be able to debunk it. If
Absolutely.
you know what I mean.
And
So-
a lot of them are quite articulate. You know, Nathan Oakley, for example, he will talk and talk and talk. He'll come up with big words. He'll come up with fancy words, and he sounds confident. And sometimes that's enough for people to be taken in. But in terms of the, I'm just going back to the positive proof for a second. So, was there ever a point where you thought, well, hang on, this is all them saying it can't be a globe? Can anyone show me something that says this is 100% positive proof that the Earth is flat? You know, no globe bashing, but this is the reason why the Earth is flat. Has anyone ever?
I've done it, Dan. I've tested a substance known as water and its physical behaviour, and it shows beyond any shadow of a doubt that the earth and the oceans must be contained in some way. and that they're no flowing away. Therefore, the earth is a level plane. Okay? And water will show you that. Daniel. It's a real substance that you can test for yourself. I've yet to see you providing any sort of physical testing. Right? You just waffle a lot of shite and laugh and try and take the mick out of people who do demonstrate it by saying stuff like, that's exactly what I would expect to see in a globe, and I can't demonstrate a standing body of water conforming to the exterior of a shape because the earth's in the way, therefore we would have to be removed from the earth into some other reference frame so that I can demonstrate my claims. That is the very definition of pseudoscience, Daniel. You don't get excuses, you don't get a buy just because you think you've got some fanciful sophistry.
Kind of giving you that sort of evidence.
I mean, again, it's not evidence, but it seems like it at the time is, say, when they'll say stuff like water always finds and seeks its own level,
okay.
And they'll even just say curvature's never been...
See again, the avoidance and the hand-wave dismissal of a fact. It is a fact. That's how water behaves. Any person that interacts with the physical reality understands, comprehends that basic understanding. It's very basic, but they want to keep hand-wave dismissing it because they have to support the image. So they'll come up with religious text words to try and explain it away and make excuses to justify the faulty position that they hold. They engage actively in pseudoscience.
Measured, rotation's never been measured, and you just don't even look it up. You've took line and sinker, and I even get it now, like rotation's never been measured, and I just think how they refer...
Where was it measured? Demonstrate for me that the earth is spinning. I'm waiting.
These Michelson-Morley experiments, and it does the complete opposite.
Appeals to other people, what other people said. What are you two creeps doing to achieve any of this? Nothing.
And they're saying about the ether or whatever, and so they've looked at it, but it's the source that they're looking at it from that's the bad thing.
Yeah, absolutely. And what annoys me quite a lot is where they misinterpret these experiments, like Aries failure, for example. Like, I've got one coming up with allegedly Dave where he says it was called Aries failure because it failed to prove Earth's motion, but it was called Aries failure because he failed to find the ether. So, but they twist it around, and Dave's got 200 people watching him, and they're all hanging off his every word. But that's one of my big bugbears, is where they twist the history of experiments and things like that.
Aye, Dan, you're an awful one for twisting. I've never seen you performing any sort of experiment, not even an experiment where you're trying to, establish cause and effect relationships. There's not even any demonstrations of any substances and their behavioural interaction with other substances. You don't have anything on your channel, Dan. Nothing. Zilch.
So, as far as you're aware, we touched on Nathan Oakley, and you probably know my views on him. Were there any flat earthers that you knew of in the community that weren't necessarily in it because they wanted to expose truth, but they were in it because they wanted notoriety or financial gain, or
What? Notoriety or financial gain? Merchandise. Oh, my views are going up. Looks like anything SciManDan touches turns to gold. Can't thank that man enough for helping the channel gain this exposure and get viewers. Oh. So, I think it's pretty obvious.
Just wanted to get up the YouTube ladder. Any kind of people stand out for you on that front?
Well, people like me have been suppressed for fucking over 5 fucking years. Right? Where no credible person invested in physical reality has ever stepped forward with any sort of physical demonstration whatsoever.
Even when I was in Flat Earth, and a lot of Flat Earthers would
in
call
Flat Earth and community, in Flat Earth and communities and all that stuff. See the trick that they try and play, the switcheroo again. Right? I'm not any community. I'm just a single guy. There's many other people like me involved in it who are acting as independent, free thinkers, objectively inquiring. It's you that's part of a community, right? You lot are invested in the institutions that portray the earth to be some fucking absurdity. That's you lot. Again, I'm going to mention the fact that you have the upper hand on the mainstream media and the education system. So, all this community and culty talk, it's all you people that are involved in it. And I've experienced the cult zealotry coming at me.
A shill.
Oh, interesting.
And their perception is, and Eric Dubay will call these people out, won't he, as shills, and I think it's because he just wants to be the king on the pedestal.
Yeah. And Dale does that a lot.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, you need to check
Dale
some
does
more
what
videos
a lot.
actually.
Dale does what a lot. Dale deals with the content of people. Daniel, like I'm ripping the shots out of your shitty content right now.
We go at Dell quite a lot, so that's quite fun.
You're a wee fanny, son. If I came in front of you, you would fucking explode with shite right into your wee mammy's Superman pants, and she would have to struggle to scrub them off for a fucking week. And he'd be up your ass hiding. But you're brave little keyboard warriors sitting on tinterwebs acting the big shot. When see in reality, you keep this shite up, eventually it's going to come and bite you. Eventually you're going to be in my presence. I guarantee it, son.
Yeah, I mean, Mark Sargent, definitely. I saw a body language expert do like a breakdown on him.
Yeah.
And this guy,
I'm a fucking body language expert. I'm an expert at sniffing out fucking shite. And you two cunts are reeking it. Okay? I'm the fucking expert.
he said, like, Mark Sargent does not believe the earth is flat at all. Like, you know, just the way he speaks. And
he knows it's not a globe, you know it's not a globe. He knows he has fuck all in the way of practical reference, and you know you've got fuck all. All you've got is bedtime stories about the sun and the moon and the stars, intangible phenomena that you're viewing with your eyes, that you cannot quantify, that you make many assumptions about, and you never address those assumptions and how you came to those assumptions. Right? That's the facts, sonny boy.
He'll sort of nod at things like when they say, yeah, but there's pictures of a globe, and he's going, yeah, like that, but like...
Look at that wee snivering fucking rodent. Pictures of a globe. Ooh. There's pictures of all sorts. These creeps think pictures prove something. These creeps are telling you that they think images on a TV screen are scientific proof of aspects of our objective reality. What a bunch of idiotic cult lunatics.
Disagreeing with it, but it's going, no, there isn't.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean? And like, so there's these things where techniques where people actually know that he is lying.
Mm-hmm.
Eric Dubay definitely knows we live on a globe.
Yeah.
Techniques to how you're lying. I'm showing everybody how you're lying, because so far I've got empty vessels spewing bullshit at us with no substance whatsoever.
He's just copying, obviously, these guys from the 1800s, parallax and all of that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And he's realised that people will...
Parallax and all that sort of stuff. He's heard one name. He knows fuck all about anything, him. Keeps shouting about, he would debate me. Right, but you're going to hear this fuckwit using my terminology about how it's not a debate, but we fanny boys here will still run about chanting like a wee pigeon shiting everywhere that he's going to debate me and I'm scared to debate him. Nee. Discuss it with me, son. Bring your facts, bring your demonstrations, meet me in person, stop fucking running and hiding. Right? Going to keep calling you out for the spineless little cretins that yous are.
Down this path if he pushes it enough, you know.
I mean, it's really interesting the infighting that goes on in Flat Earth from the different groups, because there's definite sides, isn't there? You know, there's the religious side and there's the British Flat Earthers, which aren't as much religious, but that, you know, they've still got their own kind of dogmatic views. But I mean,
be specific. What dogmatic views? Huh? Am I dogmatic because I say that my bar of acceptance of aspects of my reality is a practical reference? If that's dogmatic, I accept that, but that's my bar. That's how I understand if something is real in my objective reality. It must be demonstrated to me. Obviously, that's not the bar you have because you're a wee cult zealot, right? And you'll accept any old shite as long as somebody's patting you in the back and rubbing your wee belly and giving you a gold star. Same as this moron.
I don't know if you know the stuff that's going on with Ranty and Sleeping Warrior at the moment. Those two are at each other's neck. It's just all over the place. This infighting, and if you're on the outside,
you talk about it like infighting and disagreements. People disagree on all sorts of levels. It does not detract from what the objective facts actually are. If you go into some of the supposed science things where it's no real practical science, where it's all theory based and guesswork, there's many different factions involved in that, right? People are debating with each other about consciousness and where the universe came from, how it began, and this, that, and the other. So, there's always disagreements amongst people when it comes to ideas and concepts, Daniel. But again, that does not detract from what the actual demonstrable facts are that you don't have.
Looking in, you must be thinking, what are they doing? You know, they're all trying to go for one thing. They want to say that the Earth is black, but they all disagree.
Yeah.
They can't agree on gravity. They can't agree on, you know, loads of different things. What was?
I would love to tear you to shreds and have a discussion about gravity, son. You know, the way in which objects fall. Let's have that discussion. As I say, I'm open and up for it any time. Any time. Let it be known. Put it to these people, every opportunity that you get. But I'm waiting for them. Always have been. But they keep running away.
Experience of that, like the infighting.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose at the time, because I was an Eric Dubay guy, so I kind of just sided with him.
Okay.
Again,
anybody he called a shill, I agreed with.
Again, where you're hearing that open admission that he's incapable of discerning for himself, that he's easily influenced, and that he can be influenced by pretty much anybody, and he has no ability to discern and process information and to check and fact check and go into reality and see what's going on. He sits on YouTubes or whatever else, listens to people, and whatever mood he's in, that's what's going to sway him. So, again, openly admitting that here. You just have the ability to be able to see these things. They're showing you.
But this stuff, obviously, like you say, with Ranty and Sleepy at the minute, it's embarrassing. You know, it's just so. You know, if they both truly believed in what they were saying, these issues shouldn't matter. You know, there's one goal, that would be to prove the Earth is flat, but it seems not many of them actually even try nowadays. You know, which is what makes you wonder why.
Again, prove the Earth is flat. It's everybody's practical experience that they're on a level Earth. Nobody's experiencing curvature. Nobody's experiencing motion. None of that stuff. So.
Yeah, it does. And like, you would just think that, I mean, there's so many different opinions and models and views, isn't there? Like everyone, like Mark subscribes to the basic disc with the dome and the ice wall. Is debate.
There's always been different concepts about the Earth because human beings have never had the capabilities to go and fully explore it properly. Now we have the technology. Now we can actually go and explore it properly. So why don't you step up to the mark and do as you profess you do? That you're honest and you're about science and all that stuff. And let's have a push towards a real objective inquiry and an investigation into what the Earth actually is. Daniel, stop hiding. You're fucking obvious, son. All yous are obvious.
Be part of that camp with the dome and the ice wall, and that's it.
He's very contradictive because I think in the past he has mentioned obviously a firmament and a dome and things like that, but I think as he's gone on, he's realised that there's certain things that definitely can't be proven, like a firmament. So I've noticed he's starting to lose a lot of his vocabulary because he's realised, and say Dell, he'll just say, oh, no, we're not talking about the dome, we're talking about...
Dell's never claimed a dome. This is what I'm saying about the barefaced cheek and lies. Well, this wee fanny deserves a punch right in the fucking snib again for fucking lying, you wee prick. Never once have I professed anything about any domes or any of that shite. So stop fucking lying, you wee knob, alright? I hope somebody gives me your address, you wee fanny, because this is beyond Tinterwebs now, you wee prick. I'm fucking towing your ring, you wee fucking knob. Right? No fucking Tinternet personas. You're fucking misrepresenting barefaced lying, you wee wanker.
About this, and it's all deflection.
I know,
and they're all now...
Everybody, I bet you would love to see it. Get me their fucking addresses and let's see them fold as I fucking approach them live and watch them fucking shite themselves. Brilliant viewing. If you want entertainment, get me their fucking address.
I'm realising that they can't prove there's a dome. They can't prove there's an ice wall.
Yeah, Del. Oh, I noticed Del a lot says you know he doesn't look up when he's talking about the shape of the Earth. Completely disregard anything to do with the sky and stuff like that because he just wants to talk about flat Earth.
No, flat Earth, no. What flat Earth you lying, wee weasel? The fact of the matter is that you employ red herring sophistry about intangible phenomena above you, and you're trying to quantify the dimensions of the Earth that you stand upon by looking at two-dimensional representations and trying to interpret it to whatever wee model that you presupposed. You lying wee sack sniffer. The heavens, the sky, the sun, the moon are questions to be asked. However, they do not define nor quantify what the Earth actually is. That's the statements that have been made, and you fucking know it, you wee white weasel wank sniff. Get me their fucking addresses. He needs to be fucking towed right in the stones. And I don't mean literally, because I would never take liberties on wee weasels like that. But they're like the Charlie Zelenoffs are fucking the Earth question, these wee creepy weirdos. They want to act all tough and shout the odds and lie and fucking all this stuff. They need to be confronted so that we can watch them snivel and fucking grovel.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the debate.
Come and tell me how you quantified and defined the Earth with your wee fucking telescope. Come on, tell me, son.
Because, how much, honestly, of a pain in the butt were us debunkers to the Flat Earth community as a whole? Were we a threat, or are we a threat, really?
No, you're just irritating little fucking rodents that constantly fucking lie. That's all you are. Liars.
Yeah, it's fighting fire with fire, do you know what I mean? Like, when I was in Flat Earth, I literally thought you were a Satanist.
He's talking about in Flat Earth as if it's like a fucking church somewhere or something. Did you go to a wee fucking church, son? What are you talking about?
Do you know what I mean? I honestly, even on one of my old shows, I was like, oh, SciManDan.
No, he's a fucking child abuser though. He's a predator.
Like, is this and that, and I thought that you were this evil NASA shield.
He is evil. He's a barefaced fucking liar and a predator who will actively lie to children, knowing that he's telling fucking lies, because people like me are highlighting his dishonesty, and he's hearing this, and he'll still ignore it and act like it didn't happen.
That really was in my mindset. And so obviously now it's quite surreal for me to be sitting here.
Yeah.
The opposite. Now, total respect to you, if you know what I mean.
Total respect to you, if you know what I mean. Get your tongue out his arse, you fucking wee fanny. Your tongue's nearly coming out his fucking nostrils. Look at the state of you. You're a fucking shambles, wee man. No wonder that nose is the fucking shape that it is. He has been smashed that many fucking times for probably being a wee antagonising, creepy cunt.
Definitely, like, you can't just... I think if they just carried on and just nobody ever tried to debunk it, certainly more people are going to fall for it, aren't they?
Yeah.
I get a lot of comments from people that say, they've learned so much from shows like yours, if you know what I mean.
Learned what? Bring these facts so that you've learned people with. All you've done is influence people with sophistry.
It's really ignited their passion within science, and so not only are you helping flat earthers,
I've got a passion for real science. I'm really passionate about understanding my objective reality. So why don't you wee dick sniffers come and start providing something of real substance so that I can have a look at it? How about that? How about all this pantomime shite? You stop all that and start actually providing real demonstrations. That'd be wonderful.
Igniting a passion about the universe within people as well. Do you know what I mean? So it's a good, double-edged thing.
Just what I want to hear. Did you know of any that got really annoyed with us? Like, was there any points where you saw someone like completely lose it at the Flat Earth debunkers?
Flat Earth debunkers, you'd no debunked anything, you wee fud. I can debunk ice walls and domes and all that. It's very easy. Because anybody that makes the claims, they go, how did you prove that? Simple question, game over. People like me get annoyed at you because you constantly lie. Constantly. If I came on here and started telling fucking lies about you two wee sack rashes, you would know how it felt. But I'm not as dishonest as you wee cunts.
Yeah, I did used to watch a bit of Dell. And again, obviously...
Look at him laughing as if he's fucking, putting me down or something. Look, wee man, step up to the fucking mark. Everybody here can see that you're a fucking snake, a shite bag. You've been called out so many fucking times. You professed it. Let's hear it again. Let's hear that again. Let's hear your profession of what you were up for.
Is you. Of course, I would welcome further discussion on this, and if
you would welcome further discussion. The invitation, I have been actively pursuing it since you made your idiotic video denying reality. So where are you? We cannot sit here. I could sit here and put my attention to making hit piece videos on you, slandering you, making shite up about you. But I'm not that weak and insecure, Daniel.
Yeah.
That's a nervous laugh, because he's shit scared of me. He knows my mind would fucking tear his apart instantly. So he'll never dare step foot in my direction, because he fucking knows better. Because he knows he's not got what it takes, and you fucking know you've not got what it takes, son.
Screaming down the mic, basically.
That's right. I'm going to continually shout and call you a fucktard till you fuck off, or until I get my fucking horns on you, son.
The mute button, and it's hilarious now when you look at the way these guys act. Yeah. Never leaving their echo chambers.
Never leaving their echo chambers. Mere lies. I go out into the street. I go to universities. I'm actively inviting you two creepy weirdos to meet me and have an honest face-to-face discussion. You're in an echo chamber, and so is we fuckstick here. Make no bones about it. The facts are the facts. The proof's in the pudding. Who doesn't leave their echo chambers? You wee fannies. Get out into reality. Come and meet a real man. See what happens.
I've offered to debate Dubay, Dell, and none of...
Debate. Let's hear what wee fuckstick says about this.
Of them, Dell will say, "I'll come on my channel and we'll have a chat."
Dell was here before any of you, actively inviting it. Remember your wee buddy conspiracy cats when he appeared as fucking GCSE whatever? Took an absolute spanking and then porn bombed my channel. Remember that, lads? Oh, you forget about that, do you? So again, I am actively inviting you to either come on my channel or meet me in real life. Anytime, any place, I will travel to you, even if it's 2 minutes from your front door, to save you any inconvenience. I can't be any fairer than that. So what excuse are you going to make up now?
But I'm not... I want a proper fair debate with him, and that will never happen, because he knows that he'll lose.
Yeah.
How am I going to lose, son? It's not a debate. This wee fanny needs a belt in the mouth. Somebody please find where this wee cunt lives. Send me his address. I'll go down on the bike immediately and confront the wee knob jockey, because that's what he needs.
Yeah, and I mean, like, it's difficult. I mean, as you know probably, that I don't debate for earthers, because I just think, you know, that it's not up for debate. A debate is...
Here we go. Look at him uncomfortable, squirming, because he's trying to rob my stance and my position, because he knows how powerful it is, and he wants to try and hijack it, but it's fake and it's false, right?
It's something where there's two genuine sides to an article, to a problem, or to...
No, it means that there's an idea or a concept that doesn't actually exist, and two people or two opposing factions are trying to win. Right, son? Which you're taking part in right now. Everything leading up to this, you've actively admitted sides. Okay? So you're just a dishonest liar. And you're exposing yourself. It's very easy for me to sit here and highlight this, because you offer it up in spades, because you're no the brightest, are you, son? You're actually a bit fucking dim. Just a wee bit brighter than that fucking creep, but you are as dim as fuck.
To a talking point, and you know, you give your fors and against. This is a scientific fact that people want to debate, basically.
So where's the scientific facts? Look at him touching himself for reassurance. Right? Where's the scientific facts? Define what you mean by scientific fact, Dan. Because you don't have any to support a globe. What you have is formal sciences, language-based drivel. Man-made models used to interpret intangible, visible phenomena that you then utilise to try and define and quantify the earth that you stand upon. Idiocy. Total and utter lunacy is what it is. So you have no scientific facts to support a globe. If there was any, I would present them. So why don't you bring me them? That was a rhetorical question, because I know you don't have any. You know why? Because I have investigated it properly, wee man. You know, I know the fucking game. So you can sit there, try to play me down and hand wave me to the side all you fucking like. I ain't gone anywhere. Sack rash.
Yeah. I get that. I mean, don't get me wrong, the people that do debates do fantastic work. They make people, they show people up for what they are.
And what I'm showing you up for what you are right now, you mean?
Personally think it's a bit of a waste of time. But, you know, who knows? One day I might do it.
Aye, like you mentioned here. Like this thing here.
Of course, I would welcome further discussion on this, and if Beyond the Imaginary Curve would like to comment, I'll gladly listen. And if
Aye? When are you going to step up to the mark then, son? Huh?
Now I've come out of Flat Earth, I do think, like, maybe they need to be just not called debates and just a discussion, because, like you said...
Oh, look, he's reversing his stance now because SciMan used my stance and now he's jumping on it. So he's just doing a total reversal, again showing that he's an incredulous, incompetent, creepy moron. And now he's actively saying that it's a discussion. So step up to the mark. Any of you. You need to get mummy to take you.
There is no physical debate. But if someone that was sitting on the fence looked at that and they thought, there's a debate about it, do you know what I mean? Like, so,
exactly. So see what I mean? About them trying to hijack my stance. The stance that I've stood on since day dot. Huh? Now they're trying to take the high ground as if it's theirs. Fuck you. You are part of a cult. All you have is rhetoric. Nothing else. You can debate the globe because it's a concept, an idea, no a 3D object. Tell mummy to take you. Tell mummy she needs to take you, I'm busy. Give me 2 seconds, people.
caught something different.
Yeah, you're right on that one, absolutely. So, what was the first occasion where you thought to yourself, okay, have I been had here? Have I, when did you think, hang on, perhaps I am wrong about this?
Have I been had here again? How weak is this? How weak is he?
The first thing, there was a couple, and they all started adding up, and it was kind of when the balance started going back to the globe. Was the best one that caught me out, and I was literally spent a couple of days shocked over it. Was an image compression of the shoreline, and it wasn't too high in elevation, but obviously when you compress it, you notice the curve.
Oh, for fuck's sake! So he's seen an image, barrel and lens distortion through circular apertures, compressed, and that's it. This is his science again. Wow.
Accentuated.
Yeah.
And I did look into a few other people doing that. I think Tommy Gromvold, people like that.
Tommy's brilliant. Yeah.
Tommy's brilliant. Tommy's probably another sack sniffer, the same as you two clowns. Right? Because at this point, anybody that's actively trying to promote a globe must be retarded or at it. Again, you've got the opportunity to prove me wrong by providing demonstration.
Thinking, hang on, do you know what I mean? This isn't CGI. They've just, compressed a photo. There's no image in it.
This isn't CGI. Is it scientifical, son? Is it? Oh, I've got an image that I've compressed, and that's my science. That's my scientifical, logical reasoning processes. Some man on Tinterwebs took a photograph and squashed it, and that's it now. The universe and the world's full of space testicles. Fuck me.
Manipulation there.
Yeah.
So that was the trigger, I think, that started making me think because obviously from that height you're not going to
Again, this is how fucking stupid he is.
as much of a curve, but with the compression, obviously, if it went that way, you'd be like, oh my god, it's concave, you know what I mean? But or if it stayed flat, it's flat, but it goes this way,
That's the thing. There's always a rational explanation for every single thing that the flat earthers try and claim as proof of flat earth.
A rational explanation. What he means is there's sophistry that you can employ to try and actively deny reality and real practical demonstrations. So he's basically telling you there's religious texts that you can count upon to try and pass over and shoo away anything that questions your wee fundamental religious beliefs. That's what he really means. Because explanations, words, don't define reality. Only practicality can be utilised. The real, objective, practical world of real substance was there before any wee idiotic men created fucking language or wee concepts or any of that stuff. So what we depend on first and foremost is the practical reality. That's what we depend on. Sack rash. So when are you going to start providing something?
Scientific rational explanation, and it's just you just want people just to stop.
Scientific rational explanation. How do you know the world's a globe, Dan? There's circles up in the sky, and there's wee twinkly lights, and I see a circle there for Earth's a circle, globe thing. That's his fucking rational reasoning.
What we're trying to say, and hopefully, like you know. If that kind of ignited a spark and you think, hang on, I was wrong. After that, did it all start falling into place, or did it take a bit longer for you to come back across?
Yeah, I think even in my last couple of Flat Earth videos, I'd already had an inkling of doubt, if you know what I mean. And it was kind of, I would put it down to sort of conspiracy cats that actually say physically debunked me.
Physically debunked you? How do they physically debunk you? Huh? You going to extrapolate on any of this? Or are you just going to keep saying it and again showing us how fucking idiotic you are, that you're so influenced by everybody and anything.
I needed to be in a certain mindset for him to do that, if you know what I mean, because, you know, 99% of people that get debunked just carry on as flat earthers, do you know what I mean? So there was already...
Dan's been debunked. I'm highlighting Dan to be a fucking absolute sophist, lying creep. He's going to continue on because he's being favoured and promoted by platforms like YouTube. Right? And he's got merchandise to sell and all that, so he's a snake oil salesman that's making a living off of selling lies to people. Right? Needs to be outed, should be ended for his fucking devious little games that he's playing. So should you wee liar.
Seeds and things that had made me realise, like, I at least need to look at this again, if you know what I mean.
It's really interesting because, like you say, you know, I mean, I'm trying to think of the person who I've done most videos on.
Listen to the wind out here, man. Again, we're back to this here in Scotland. It's went from me cutting about my shorts like I'm in the fucking Mediterranean to within the space of a day it's like fucking winter again. Brilliant.
It's probably someone like CC or even maybe Jaren. I don't know, but you know, it doesn't matter how many times I'll do a video on them, they won't. See,
this is again the other aspect to these people. You know, they don't engage in an honest, objective discussion. Right, they're here and they utilise other people in order to make themselves relevant. So off the backs of these other people that they slander and they misrepresent and tell lies about, they're making a living out of it. Barefaced cheek, again another reason where they deserve slapped until they're fucking blue and purple. Right? Cheeky charlatans.
Back down. And you know, you do one on Jaren and then they'll whip it out on the Globebusters and Bobble starts talking about it. You know, I don't know if you remember when Professor Dave did his video, and they absolutely, like, Dave absolutely destroyed them. It was brilliant, and they just chatted absolute rubbish for about an hour and a half trying to claw everything back. Dave was in the comments, they were completely ignoring him. There's just, I mean, incidentally, I was in last night. I was just about to go to bed and I'm already blocked from Globebusters. And I noticed that Globebusters 2 were live and I thought, I'm not
here we go, here they talk about it as if they're being blocked because people are scared of them. I've been ghosted all over the fucking internet. Doesn't matter where I go. Comments are removed. I'm being ghosted out. I'm seeing conversations with people that aren't even fucking there. You know, view counts are being fucked with, subscribers have been frozen. You know, I've had endless amounts of that stuff going on. So again, you can try the switcheroo all you fucking like. The reality is there for everybody to witness. Right, son? You're no barred from my platform. Never mind YouTube's. Again, I'll meet you in reality. If it's an honest scientific discussion you're after, what are you scared of? Huh? And don't use the I'm going to slap you blue and all that stuff. That's a figure of speech. As I said before, I'm not into taking liberties on pathetic, weak little fucking beta males. Right? You just need put in your fucking place intellectually. Right? And the best way to achieve that is for you to be in my fucking presence. Then you can't squirm and wriggle and hide and act all big man on your wee fucking echo chamber.
So I popped onto Globebusters 2, you know, Bob and Jeremy were chatting away.
Fuck Globebusters.
And I just put in the chat, am I blocked on this one or not? And someone said, oh no, because obviously he saw me. 5 seconds later, blocked. I've not even said a thing.
That must prove they are some hold then.
Like going against them, it's just ridiculous. So there any people like that, any people who have got, like Dave or myself or Katz or whatever, who've got the potential to say, you know, you're wrong, you're not doing this right, they're blocked straight away. Because they don't want...
We've got the potential to see you're wrong, you're not doing this right, and that again, displaying his messiah complex. Never mind all this fucking strutting your stuff, wee sacks, and flexing your fucking wee pathetic dweeby arms, right? Just start providing real practical demonstrations for your absurd beliefs. Don't know why that's so difficult for you.
Yeah, like you say, they're echo chamber.
That's complete dishonesty. I mean, I think Jeranism and then that group, they all know we live on a globe.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean. It's just the instant block.
They probably make quite a bit of money.
They're making a lot of money from this, I think.
Yeah,
No.
I think they are. Yeah. So I mean, the obvious question: who do you think genuinely does believe it's flat? Who do you think in the community does think that?
It's a difficult one. I thought of somebody the other day, actually. I mean, a lot of the time it's in the comments, like, these are the genuine flat earthers, like the commenters.
Yeah,
but,
no, I get that. Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, like, it's so hard.
You think you're right? What? So, faceless accounts putting comments under your video, you somehow analyse that to come to a conclusion that they were genuine peoples? I mean, what the fuck are these cunts rambling on about?
Discern with the actual creators who is and who isn't. I mean, Dell I'm so on the fence with. I think he's basically just indoctrinated himself. Do you know what I mean? And
I think he's too far gone to going back though. Even if he wanted to.
Even if he wanted to, what, like I'm fucking helpless to some invisible force or something? What are you fucking rattling on about? If you can prove the Earth's a globe, I'll display it openly. I'll promote it every fucking week. If I wanted to, I could shut my channel down and walk away and not give a fuck about anything. So I'm not too far gone with anything. What you misrepresenting and lying about me for again? Huh? To try and bring me down so that you can appear to be big men again. Again, the actions of fucking weak, spineless gimps. So, you're just waffling fucking shite.
Yeah. I mean,
prove to me it's a globe, I'll shut my channel down and walk away, no sweat off my nose. I don't have a horse in the race. I'm not too far gone with anything. I spent 35 years of my fucking life assuming and believing I lived on a globe. So I had the ability to throw out 35 years of idiotic beliefs and move on from it. So I think I've shown great character and great strength. Right? I'm not too far gone with anything, son. But again, we know that you just have to try and play things down because you're threatened by me. Prove me wrong. Step up to the fucking mark. Accept my challenges. Face me.
But there's certain channels where, I mean, I don't know, I've got a feeling like Ranty, because he's taken Flat Earth out of his name.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's something there that I just... he wants to come back, but once you have a certain...
There's pseudoscience. He thinks he can understand the psychology of people and all that. Pseudoscience bollocks. Doesn't know these people.
Subscribers, shall we say, it's almost turning your back on them.
Yeah,
but
it is.
You're better off to go towards truth than offend 5,000 flat earthers. Do you know what I mean?
When you're entrenched in that community, like Ranty is and people like that, it's...
I'm not entrenched in any community. I don't live with any community. I just come on here myself, once or twice a week. So what community am I part of? I don't owe anybody anything. I don't ask anybody for anything. I don't owe anybody nothing. Diddly squat. So if you can prove to me that the Earth's a globe, I've got no qualms about displaying that. So, pretty weak yet again, lads. Desperate. I smell desperation.
Really difficult to come out, isn't it? Because they make friends. They genuinely make friends, and they don't want to upset those people. I think that
so if people are really your friends, it wouldn't matter if you were wrong or you changed your mind about anything. If they're genuinely your friend, that again shows you the types of circles they move in, right? They're obviously fucking henpecked in their wee circles, right? Well, they're not allowed to fucking go out with the boundaries that are set out for them through fear of being henpecked back in, right? I don't move about with people like that. If I'm with people that can't accept me for who I am and when I change from one day to the next, then they're fuck all to me. They're irrelevant. But we know how weak you lot are. So again, all we're getting is projection here.
Nathan, Anthony, Ranty, none of them believe it. I mean, one time I was in a chat and I said to Nathan, I will pay for you and Anthony Riley to take a lie detector test to prove that you believe that the Earth is flat. Change the subject within 5 seconds.
Oh, is that right, Dan? Let's have another challenge then, Dan. I challenge you, SciManDan, that me and you, I'll pay for my own test, me and you go for a lie detector test, Daniel. Right? And we'll see who's fucking lying. How about that? Challenge, set out another one. Let's see if you take up on any of them, or you're just full of your wee beta, hot air and pish, which I predict will be the case. Run away, act like you don't know what happened, right? That you never heard any of this, although there'll be plenty there to tell you, son. Right? Challenge you. I challenge SciManDan that me and him go together for a lie detector test. And that wee sack sniff if he wants.
Wouldn't take me up on it. I said, I'll pay for it, I'll pay for the travel, I'll pay for you to stay in a hotel.
Take me up
I'll
on
pay
it
for the lie detector test.
Here we go. Oh, here he goes, a wee fucking budgie wings flapping again, strutting his stuff. Look, you've heard it, acting on the big man. So the challenge is there. Why did you not challenge me for it? Because you knew I would accept it. That's why. So, I accept that challenge, Dan. Let's get it happening. Hurry up.
Let's do it. Change the subject straight away. Said it wouldn't, yeah. I think he said it wouldn't prove anything.
Calls you out. What are you going to do now? Back yourself into a corner. Back yourself right in. What are you going to do, you wee scared rat? Huh? And I'm going to keep reminding you of this all the time. Every opportunity I get. Remember that time SciManDan said he was up for discussion? Remember that time SciManDan claimed that he wanted to take people for lie detectors? And I'm accepting these challenges, but you're nowhere to be seen.
Anyway, but I just wanted to get him in a room with that lie detector test and say, do you genuinely believe the Earth is flat? And then see.
Well, that works two ways, son. I will answer any question under a lie detector, but you need to sit in the chair as well, and I'm going to ask you questions. Daniel, Danny boy, come out to play. Stop running away. You better fucking run away now, son, because you're not going to step up to these challenges. I'm making a mockery of you wee sacks. And everybody here that's listening is going to know it, because you're not going to step up to the mark, and neither is that wee rodent. So, bring it.
The answer would be.
Yeah.
So, once you'd realised that you were wrong about it and you kind of were coming back to the normal side of things, how difficult was it to come back? Was there a backlash?
Oh yeah, I mean on my actual YouTube there was a massive backlash, yeah. So many flat earthers just instantly coming over and just saying...
Backlash means that, you know, people want to question him, like I done. Well, offer me the facts that made you change your mind, because I'm really interested. I'm a man of truth. I'm a man of integrity, honesty. You know, I don't want to be wrong. So if you've got something that can change my mind or show me some aspect of my objective reality, bring it. It's dead simple.
And you know, you never were a flat earther and all the usual drivel, to be honest. But I mean, at first I actually was a little bit fearful. You know what I mean? But now I know it's mostly hot winds, do you know what I mean? And just...
The only people that are offering hot winds used to creeps and everybody else that's represented the globe over the last 5 years of my experience, because I've actively called you out and none of you have stepped up to the mark. What a fucking shambles. Again, we all know here what the real truth is. You know what the truth is and you know what the truth is. Right? So you can act the big shots on tinterwebs all you like, but in that wee pea brain of yours, you know the truth, and you've been called out again, and you're going to run away.
Silly comments on YouTube, but most of these people genuinely believe that's what I am, like as I did with you, if you know what I mean. And that's what I find so difficult is, you know, I genuinely had gone through that emotional process of realising I was wrong, and then going back to the truth of the globe, but then people just going, oh, you're lying, you never were a flat earther, and, you know, I'm kind of thinking, guys, like, you know, I'm a bit of an emotional wreck right now, and it messed me up for a while, and it's now took a few months for me to kind of get my confidence back and, you know, really have trust in the world again, you know.
Did you stay away from YouTube for a bit, like watching videos and things?
Yeah, I mean, well, I went for about a month of doing a lot of sort of videos explaining how I now know the Earth isn't flat. But even when I first came out, actually, like, I've got a video.
None of the videos have got any substance, by the way. It's fuck on them. It's just him waffling a lot of fucking shite.
You know, my first sort of like, I was wrong, it's not flat. But even in that, I'm sort of going, I still don't know about evolution. I still don't believe the photos of Earth. And so there's been a big progression since, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, totally know evolution's a fact. And
Is that?
the photo.
What do you mean by evolution's a fact? How did you figure that out, son? Right? Because I guarantee you there's much brighter people out there that can show you aspects of the fucking neo-Darwinian concept are blatantly false. More pseudoscience, son. So you better start defining what you mean by evolution. Don't listen to wee sack breath here, because he's just a wee fucking bootlicker that'll nod his head and spew the same mainstream garbage that's offered to him. We can have a discussion about that, evolution stuff if you like, anytime.
Those are real, it's not CGI. So I think people still watch that first video and they're quite like, oh, he's still a conspiracy theorist, do you know what I mean? But it's because I was still in that mindset of like, I weren't willing to accept everything straight away again, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean, yeah. I mean, it's...
What you mean is being sceptical. So now he's trying to downplay scepticism. Like, you shouldn't be, you should take everything on face value, and anything that the mainstream and the governments tell you, you've just to fucking sap it up. Right? Because that's how gullible he is.
It's a brilliant story because it just shows that it doesn't matter how far in you
But he's going to play it as a brilliant story. It's fucking pathetic, Daniel. It's an absolute shambles. So are you. I don't know why you don't learn from me, because I'm actually showing you how to be better at fucking lying by constantly pulling you up on your bollocks. But you just don't have the ability. You're so far gone. You're too far gone to come back, and so is he.
think you are, or how much you believe. There is always a way out, and you know.
Show me the way out, Messiah. Please. You and SciManDan and Conspiracy Cats are all the messiahs out to save us, we peoples, from our own stupidity. I'm still waiting to be saved. Hot wind, garbage, bluster from wee shite bags.
I think I can speak for all of the debunkers and say our role is not to antagonise, it's not to point and laugh at, although I sometimes...
It's no your job to antagonise and laugh at, but all they've done is misrepresent, slander, make hit piece videos since they arrived on the fucking scene. When you've had people like me actively fucking pursuing a discussion openly, you know, without any personal rubbish and subjective garbage being thrown in, no ad hominems, none of that being employed, asking for that, but yous wee creepy cunts have come in full steam trying to defend your bullshit dishonestly.
have a bit of fun. At the end of the day, we just want to educate, and we want people to understand that.
Listen, again, the Messiah complex. We want to educate. Who's he talking about? Who's he talking about? Who's we? And educate who? Come and educate me then, fucktard.
I've always said I think Flat Earth is a bit of a gateway conspiracy. It's like an easy one to fall into, but it leads to something, or leads to things that are more serious, like the anti-vax and stuff like that.
Well, here we go. Now he's going to fucking straw man the fuck out of people like me as well. You know, because we question the globe, that somehow now means that, you know, everything else is to be lumped in there. Again, people like myself highlighted all this. That, you know, all that stuff doesn't have to be lumped in with the question of our objective reality. Remember when it was all the no trees and the fucking all the other stuff that's been piled on through the years?
5G and the coronavirus, it leads to those things quite easily. So
Yeah.
I think we're always...
Human beings telling lies and corrupt governments as the gateway to people questioning their reality, Daniel. But again, this is the stuff that he'll never go to, because he's a wee fucking lick-spittle bootlicker. Right? Lies coming from human beings, corrupt governments which are obviously and factually there, is the reason that people start questioning their reality, because the bullshit that they're being told doesn't make sense, particularly when they pay attention to their own experience. So many contradictions, Daniel. So all you're doing is exposing yourself again, son. You better keep that wee fucking tongue in and start learning and buck up your fucking ideas if you want to be a proper fucking liar. Come and spend time with me, I'll fucking teach you.
Always, if anyone who has got any doubts about as a flat earther, I'll tell you now that me personally, I would be happy to speak with those people in confidence, in
Here we go. Here we go again. This is him just constantly making these fucking statements, but never, ever steps up to the mark. Pathetic. You're fucking pathetic, son. So step up to the mark. I'm waiting for you.
And I'm sure cats will be the same. I'm sure a lot of the other debunkers will be
No,
the
they're
same.
not. They're all shitebags and liars like you. Bring any of them. Bring the lot of you. I'll meet every single one of you together so you can feel safe in a wee group. Right? So you don't have any excuses of being intimidated and all that rubbish. Get as many as you can together. I'll come and meet every fucking one of you myself.
If they want any help or anything like that. And I think your story is a fantastic way to start those sorts of conversations. So I'm really appreciative that you took the time to chat with me today.
Aren't they such nice people? See, their wee act. After all that garbage they just spewed. Oh, and look how nice we are. Look how civilised we are each other. Fuck off.
Massive kudos to you for
Massive
doing the right
kudos
thing.
to you for being an incompetent, delirious moron. Kudos, Dan, aye. Kudos to him. He's actively telling you he doesn't understand his own fucking mind and that he's so easily influenced, and you're telling him kudos.
It's an absolute pleasure to have you back with us on the globe side.
On the globe side, see again, on the globe side. Playing out the false dichotomy. Reality singular, Daniel. There is no sides. You can either demonstrate your claims or you can't. Right? If you can demonstrate your claims, brilliant. If you can't, you're a liar.
I will leave a link to your in the description to your channel. Everyone, please do go and check him out. Have you got anything good coming up or anything planned, video-wise?
Bollocks. There you go. Fucking creepy wee fucking knobs. So, any predictions? All that bluster about challenges, lie detectors, stepping up to the mark for discussions, yada yada yada. I'm waiting. I'll shut my channel down if I don't fulfil any of the challenges. There you go. I will shut the channel down if I do not step up to the mark with any of the challenges set out by the dipshit shits. There you go. Next move is yours. Of course it's all waffle, Keith Anthony. Total and utter bluster. What's going on here in the chat box? Who have we got? Boris Chops, YouTube, Pandemonium, Beyond Belief, Calypso, Martin Allen, Keith Anthony, Selin Alien, Sir Camley, YouTube, Pat Mustard, Mr. Teddy Bear, Rickus Vaticus, how you doing, mate? Grissu, Sammy Shaw, how's it going? Jai McD, Chris Bones O'Neill. Was he here in the chat, was he? Aye. Funny he's ran away now, innit? Stationary Plane, Duality, Guns of Navarone, Sam the Man, DP in a Tree, Have No Sphere, Holy Magnet, Hewlett Packard, Dean Wright, Tony Dixon, Robbie Wright, Pied Piper, Maggie M, Well, it's funny how he was here when my attention's no in the chat box, isn't it? What was he saying? Wee fanny. Ryan Q. Vincent says he knows the Earth isn't stationary. We had an argument not long ago about it. Want to give a quick explanation right now? I don't know about the Earth. I've got my reservations about what's actually going on. I'll be doing videos on that in the coming future. About direction, the way in which objects fall, density, buoyancy. I will still be watching. He's a wee fanny. You've been called out, sack sniff. Right? All your bluster on there. Let's see you step up to the mark now, son. Don't actually let me go far enough up to see them. Depends how long ago they were here. Nah. I'll see it when the playback. Village idiot control. What is the sun? What assumptions are you making about the sun? Why are you trying to use the sun as a reference for the dimensions of the earth? It's a red herring. It's sophistry. You've been told that so many fucking times. You explain to me how you can quantify the earth's dimensions by looking at a visible phenomena above you. Chop chop. Here's your opportunity. This is their got ye nonsense. Well, they think because you don't have an answer to their nonsense questions that it somehow proves the Earth's a globe. We're talking about the shape of the Earth and they're asking idiotic questions about the sun. A visible phenomena that they have to make assumptions about. Now, through these assumptions, using their eyes and imagining what they think they're seeing, they're somehow trying to utilise that and translate it to proving that there's curvature to standing bodies of water in the earth and all that stuff. They're fucking morons. Absolute fucking moron. Village idiot, it's up to you to define and quantify what your findings are. I'm not here to answer your questions, particularly when they're idiotic. So, lay it out for us. Simple. But that wee fanny in another soccer account, he's got fucking hunters, he's a pathetic wee dweeb. You know what I mean? Exactly, John Samuel, they've not got a fucking clue. Dean Wright, he's no go at it. He's just going to keep waffling pish. If he comes back with the same pish, I'm removing him. Seek truth and speak truth. SciManDan, any of these people, you've all heard it. The challenges are there, the invitation's always been there. But they'll just skirt about like wee rodents in the undergrowth. Listen, village idiot, you've no got anything to fucking... You're the one that has to state what your findings are. No asking us questions. What's your findings? How did you quantify the Earth's dimensions by the sun? Answer. Tell me the answer and I'll go and have a look at it. As I said to you earlier, when you used another sock account I was on a job today and I got thrown off the job because I was supposed to lay a carpet, and I went into the job and I stood back at the room and I was looking at the light bulb, and the gaffer came in and asked me what I was up to. I says, well, there's some clever clogs on Tinterwebs have told me how to science the shit out of stuff, right? So I'm here to make the job easier. So what I'm doing is I'm standing here observing the light bulb. With my Superman vision, I'm going to quantify the light bulb, and therefore once I've quantified the light bulb with my vision, I then know the dimensions of the floor so we can lay the carpet. You complete and utter fucktard. Complete and utter stupid cunt. Willful in your own fucking stupidity. Exactly, Des. Exactly. Oh, hot wind from wee beta males hiding in the fucking undergrowth, acting the big shot and all that. Exactly, riddle me this. The photons contain information that infect my eyeballs, that allows me to quantify things that are two-dimensional representations so that I can quantify them in 3 dimensions just by looking at them. And then I can transpose that object that's above me to represent the floor beneath me. It's wonderful. I mean, the science that these people partake in is fucking mind-blowing. The photons are angels, are exactly, V. Thomas. Shut up, Larry Demerch, you wee fanny. You're a wee fanny, and you can't prove your fucking idiotic religious belief. Bye. That's it, Tony Whitcomb. It's just our talk. A man 2,000 years ago put sticks in the ground, made assumptions about the light in the sky, and therefore Earth's a curving testicle. It gets dark, therefore Earth's a testicle. I can't see China from the UK, therefore Earth's a testicle. Fucking brilliant science and logic and reasoning these people employ. It's fucking mind-blowing. Mind-blowing. I'm so glad I fucking came to this, to be educated by these intensely bright minds. They know fine well, Grissu. They fucking know fine well. They're just barefaced liars. They 2 wee creepy weirdos that I've just shown you are fucking barefaced liars. And you're going to see that because they've been called out on their wee challenges. Aye, John Kelly will be going back over action at a distance. That's right, son. Why you don't hang out with Crazy Polishman anymore? Me and Dan visit each other all the fucking time. Dan stays local to me. What are you talking about, Adrian? Huh? With a quantification of the Earth by looking at 2-dimensional representations visibly, yeah, has that clown come back and quantified it yet? No. B. Magumba printed this t-shirt, John C. Oddity. Well, that reminds me, I'm going to share Marty's wee creation because I want to help Marty out. is he? Oh, why is it not coming up? What the fuck's going on here? YouTube's not showing me it. Wait a minute. It's not fucking difficult. Why is it not finding it for me? What the fuck, man? I can't get it here. Who's... Wait a minute. Beyond belief, I seen that you had commented on Marty's video. Have you got a link to his channel? Because it's not showing up here for some reason. If you got it handy and you can stick it in the chat box for me just to share that wee video. Print it off, Andrew. Stick it on a t-shirt. Or get in contact with wee Magumba. I'm sure he would sort you out with something. Where have we got? Where's this Harry Hill character? Where is this fucking cretin? No. They honestly think that the Earth's in a vacuum. They show you the Earth as this wee tiny speck of dust in a fucking infinite massive vacuum, right? And they think that this magic stuff that's at the centre of this wee speck of dust can hold all the fucking air on it and it doesn't just fuck off out into the vacuum. Mongs. Total and utter mongs. I've seen that, you know, the animal running around the outside of the rocket. That was a few months ago. That's not a recent thing. I'm pretty sure I showed that. Aye, Brianovsky, thrown off the job. Even though I tried to tell him, but there's SciManDans and all these creative, logical, scientifical peoples that tell me that that's how you do science. It didn't work. People in the real world are not into that imaginative nonsense. You know? I can't just walk into a job and look at it with my eyes and go, right, I've measured it. Especially now when I'm not even looking at the job. I'm looking somewhere else. That random object out there, I've quantified it with my vision. Therefore, your bathroom needs 24 tiles. And they need to be curved. Because that object I'm looking at is curved. Therefore, your walls are not perpendicular and square. They're curving. Do I listen to others? Iron Bones? Aye, whatever, son. If you get any facts, I'll listen to facts. If you get any demonstrations of real substance, that's all I'm interested in. I'm not interested in fucking waffle, bedtime stories. Just bring me the demonstrations that support your claims. I don't know why that's so hard for you to understand. Right, anyhow, that's about it. So, the Mongs have been exposed yet again, although it's not really that difficult. They make it so easy. This is a kind of shite. We've just got a comment through on the water video, right? You ask if I have any tests. I ask you what that means so that I can try to comply. You don't even bother to reply. Courtesy costs nothing, girl. Well, make a claim about reality and provide your procedure of the testing of the actual substances. How's that difficult to fucking comprehend? It's no. It's just because you want to act as if it's an impossible task that's been asked of you, because you're shit scared of facing up to the reality that you've got a religious belief in a concept that you've seen on the TV. And it's no scientific. You're a med student, Sebastian. Good on you, well done. Smudger. There's that Smudger, that's the clown that was commenting earlier. Let's see what it was Smudger was rattling on about. Oh, that was Smudger that was rattling on about the fucking sun and all this rubbish. Whatever, Smudger, you're a fucking cretin. It's probably see-through spunky teeth. That's who that is. Same as the same in the majority of the soccer accounts. It's the same characters. Because they've not really got enough. So they have to have multiple accounts. Because they're so weak. Exactly, execrate to him. Skyflyby ran away because I showed his face. Skyflyby's a fucking moron as well. He's probably here with soccer accounts where it ain't enough. Learned his lesson. Knows better now. I don't block anybody that says I'm Ryan Hewlett. You can say whatever you like, but when you keep saying stuff and you don't have any practical reference to support your idiotic claims, then I'm going to fuck you off. Simple. In fact, I recognise that wee face, so bye. No worries, village idiot. That's you, you've got nothing, so you're just going into fucking basic atom mode. Pathetic. Bye. Right, I'm off skis, people. As I say, we'll see what comes of it. There are wee challenges that they shouted about, acting all tough and big men, you know, acting like nobody took them up on their challenges. I'll take them up on any challenge, and if I don't fulfil their challenge that they set out, their challenges that they set out, I'll shut my channel down. You've all heard it here. It's here, it's recorded, it's not going anywhere. So let's watch them squirm and fucking run and act like they don't know that I exist now. Bye, beta males. Scurry about in the undergrowth, licking each other's arses and wounds and all that stuffies. I'm going to be here smiling, laughing, wholeheartedly. Because you know why? Because you dance for me. You are my little fucking dancers with 2 left feet. And whenever I feel like it, you're going to fucking trip up and fucking hobble about the place making an absolute shambles of yourself, and I'm just going to keep laughing. Bye.